for that. Rich Mattia, who I never liked in school anyhow, he said, Mark, when you're in front of all these Olivet alumni, you're gonna shit your pants. So if I do, Rich, I am ready. I'll tell you right now. You know, everybody has a brand. My brand, as some of you could see, is my nose. So here I am. I got a white leisure suit on. It's 1979. I got those big rimmed glasses. I think I'm looking like John Travolta in a white leisure suit. I'm looking good. I'm telling you right now, I know I'm looking good. Sure enough, the comedian comes out from behind the stage and he goes just like this. Hey, you with the glasses, does that nose come off with those glasses? I don't think that was very funny. To be honest with you, that hurt my feelings. So, anyhow, then a few years later, before, I was 12 years old. I'll never forget this. And just like any other 12 years old, I was saying my prayers like every good Italian boy. So I said, Lord, please, help me out. You know, maybe like a 6-8-inch hose, you know what I mean? And the good Lord, he obviously has a hearing impairment because he gave me a 6-inch nose instead of a hose. So I got to tell you, that didn't go real well. We're going to move up a few years. So I go for my first Social Security check. I know it's hard for you guys to believe. You're thinking I'm 48, 49, whatever, chiseled. Look at this, seriously. I mean, you serious? 215 pounds. I look great, anyhow. So I go for my Social Security check, and the state office said, oh, well, sir, you need your license. I said, I'm so sorry. I don't have my license. She said that I can't give you your Social Security check. I said, come on, look at my gray hair. You gotta be kidding me. She said, I'm sorry, sir, I can't give it to you. So I opened up my shirt. I said, look, I got gray hair all over my chest. You know I'm at least 62. She said, sir, I told you, you need your license to get your check. So finally, I took out my false teeth and I threw them on her desk. I took off my toupee, and she said, you know, anybody that does that really needs the check. Here's your check. So she gave me the check. I'm all fired up. I get in the car. I can't get out of there quick enough. So I go home, and my wife says, I said, honey, you won't believe this. I didn't have my license, and they gave me my Social Security check. She goes, well, you should have got 2 checks. I said, 2 checks? Why? She said, well, if you would have dropped your pants, you would have got a disability check also. There was one more after that. I got to think about this. All right, show of hands by the men. How many men have tried Viagra? Raise your hand. Right, okay. So we got 80-some people here. We got one guy plus myself that has tried Viagra. Well, you guys are lucky that the minister's gone because you would have did a whole lot of confession here. I'll tell you right now. You guys got to, anyhow, I got one for you. You can answer this. What do you think that Viagra and Cedar Point have in common?
High right.
I like that answer, I gotta be honest with you. Well, I'm gonna tell you, it takes 2 hours for a 2-minute ride. I don't know if any of you men out there have this hair gel, but I gotta tell you, I come home one day from work, and sure enough, this is on my bathroom sink, and I'm looking, I'm going, and if your wife's leaving you gel, I didn't know it was hair gel, but if my wife is leaving me a can of gel, and it's on the bathroom sink, I'm thinking it was for something else to replace the Viagra or something. So anyhow, I went through 3 cans of that thing, and it never worked. So finally, I called my son. I said, son, I said, something's not right. I go, what's the deal with this? I went through 3 tins of this thing, and the old man doesn't have any action. What the hell's going on? He said, Dad, it's hair gel. You're putting it on the wrong head. So, well, I got to tell you a couple Olivet stories. I went to Melvindale, and there's a sports writer. Any sports fan remember Joe Falls? He was a sports writer for the Detroit Free Press. He was awesome. Well, my freshman year when we came in was the year that we were fortunate enough to win the MIAA. But before that, it was during the summer, Joe Falls was writing an article about Olivet. I said, oh my God, this is awesome. I'm showing my mom. I go, Mom, check this out. I'm going to school here. This school got to be awesome. I'm thinking it's going to be like Michigan State or something. So anyhow, because I never did come up to see the school, Coach K came down and we got lucky and he got us a little scholarship and all that. So anyhow, Joe Falls asked Coach K, hey, Coach, how many people are you going to expect at the first game? Because this is a good team coming back. You're going to have a nice crowd. He said, well, put it in a paper. If we have more than 100 people, you got to bring your own chairs. He said, because we only could seat 100 in our stadium. I myself was kind of fired up. I said to my wife, who was at Michigan State, I said, Barbara, I said, this is incredible. I go, maybe we should go up and take a look at it, make sure we know what we're doing. I go to Michigan State. She's taking a bus to class. She's going to walk a mile for cafeteria. All this stuff's going on, right? I come up here, I have my little scooter, we just scoot from one building to the next. So it was a little bit different atmosphere. I don't know if you guys remember Dean Hoffman by chance? You guys remember Dean Hoffman? Is he not here tonight, is he? Well, I gotta tell you, I got to be pretty good friends with Dean Hoffman. Not so many, like my mom wasn't real proud of this, but you get to know different people, So the first time we were at Dole Hall, and it was the freshman, what did we call that? Freshman, you introduce yourself, you tell them what your stuff. There you go, freshman stand-up, thank you. Well, I had a couple cocktails in me, I'm not gonna lie. So when it came to my turn, you're supposed to say your name, where you're from, and what you're studying. So I said, my name is Mark DeBarrow. I'm from the ghetto down in Melvindale, and I'm studying gynecology. He did not think I was very funny. He said, son, I want to see you tomorrow morning at 7:30. I'm thinking, I'm just hoping I'm in by then. I'm a freshman, I don't know it. So anyhow, the next time we were down at Jan and Don's. Who remembers Jan and Don's? Oh yeah. Well, in that era, we got a little bit goofy back then. I'm sure you won't think any less of me, but we were down there having a couple of cocktails, and a couple of the Phi Alpha Pies were saying, hey, come on, you got to do this, you got to do this. Well, I don't know how, but my pants fell off, and I streaked up to the Phi Alpha Pi house, and when I got there, I was greeted by 2 parents. Now that was embarrassing. However, Dean Hoffman, he called me again. He said, Mr. DeBarrow, I don't think you understand. One more strike and you're out. And I said, absolutely, Dean Hoffman. I'll make sure that I'm good. I was a pretty good baseball player, so I never got strike 3. So it ended up all right. That was the last time that I was with him. But hey, it's close to Halloween. How about Dr. Frankenstein? Who remembers Dr. Frankenstein? Huh? Was he the man or what? So we're practicing. I'm a freshman, and I can't remember. Oh, I know who it was. Denny Horrell was working here. He was a trainer. Anyhow, somebody stepped on my thumb. I broke my thumb, and so Denny, we used to call it the blue ambulance because we didn't have an ambulance to take us. You could be half dead. We've never seen an ambulance, but anyhow, so Denny Horrell would take us over to Dr. Frankenstein. So I'll never forget it. So we go over to see Doc. He says, you're all right. Go ahead. Don't worry about it. And, I'm looking, man, my thumb's going this way. It's not bent. I go, come on, dude. So I called Mom. I said, hey, Mom. I said, I broke my thumb today. I don't know if you have to do anything or not. I said, but I went to see Dr. Frankenstein. Literally, she started crying, oh, come home, come home. Those people are weird, those people are weird. I'm like, Mom, they're not weird. It's, Dr. Frankenstein. But I don't know if you guys remember this or not. He used to let us use his barn for our keggers. You remember that or no? So he would let us use his barn for our keggers, and for his, we would have dances over there. And when I tell you there was all kind of action over at Dr. Frankenstein's barn, there was some shit happening, I'm telling you right now. So not only did we have the keggers there, we had the dances and a little bit of action afterwards in that barn. Then 9 months later, Dr. Frankenstein had another patient. Come on, you gotta think about that a second. Well, I've been blessed with having 3 teenage daughters that I have raised, and I love them just as much as my one son, but they were a tad challenging. So one time they kept saying, hey, Dad, for criminy's sakes, you're like the Gestapo. Call us in sick one day so we could skip school. I said, you know what, they've asked me 100 times. I said, you know what, no problem, I'm gonna do it. So sure enough, I said, dial the number. They both were there, my daughter Andrea and my daughter Carla. And so I called the school, the attendance office, and I said, hey, this is Mark DeBarrow. I'm calling in for Andrea DeBarrow and Carla DeBarrow. They both have a severe yeast infection. And please post that up in the boys' locker room, and so they'll never ask me again. And lo and behold, they were on the dean's list. They never missed another day of school for some reason. So I got myself in trouble at the casino one time. Well, actually more than one time, I'm not gonna lie. But anyhow, so my wife and I were planning a big night out, so I went out and I got her a nice nightgown. I'm not gonna lie to you, I had a couple of those little blue pills. I got us a room down there. I'm thinking big night. Big night for the DeBarrows. So we go down there. The very first thing, I'm in bed. I'm, flipping around, whatever. She comes out of the bathroom. I said, honey, that's a brand new nightgown. Why is it all wrinkled? She said, I don't have a nightgown on. Just so you know, that did not work out real well. Basically, I wasted a pill, is what I can tell you. So another time I came home from the casino. Can you tell I'm new at this? My lips are... Okay, give me a round of applause because I'm nervous. Give me a round of applause. All right, so I get home from the casino one night. It's a true story, by the way. So I get home from the casino. And by the way, I'm not stupid enough to tell my wife she didn't have the nightgown on. But I get home from the casino one night. It's about 3:45 at night in the morning. And I said, you know what? She was a school teacher. I worked early, so I'm tiptoeing real nice. I'm being real quiet. I open the door. I get down. I'm taking my pants down. I'm getting ready to get in bed. And my pants are down by my ankles. And this is 3:45 in the morning. She said, honey, you're going into work early. I said, hell yeah, we got overtime today. I pulled up my pants. So I pulled up my pants and I acted like I sat in Starbucks for 3 hours until they opened up the office. So, anyhow, one more wife story and then I'll get off of her for a minute. So, I always knew when my wife was flashing. When I tell you I knew, I'm telling you I knew. I had the only 42-inch industrial Granger fan, 9 horsepower, mounted on the back of my frickin' bed for when she had her flashes, right? So I would go to bed. I'm not taking any chances. I'm telling you right now. So here's what I would do. I would go in. I would have massage oil in case she wants to get a little risky. And I had a fire extinguisher underneath the bed. So I knew one way or the other I was covered. So one time I go in there and I'm like, oh my God, and God forbid when she's flashing, if my little toe hit her big toe, she'd put that thing on and you know, the blankets flew off, the pillows would fly off the bed. We had a dog, Guido, he gone, he went off the bed. I'm telling you, you can't believe it. And I look at her and I say, are you all right? Quote, unquote, that's the only blowing going on in this room tonight. Go in a different room. All right, I'm going to end this with, before we have our next comedian up. How many people out there are on Facebook? Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to tell you. You know, there's something about Facebook that I just started since I've been doing the comedy. In fact, I think Ron here or Sal said, hey, Mark, you got to get on Facebook, you know, so people know what you're doing and blah, blah, blah. So I did get on Facebook.
That was me.
This was incredible. I still, to this day, now it's only been since March since I've been doing comedy, so I'm still learning, but I don't understand why we have on Facebook the prophet that if the sun comes up, oh my God, thank God the sun came up. Okay. Oh my God, can you believe these pancakes? Let's thank God for the pancake. Everything that comes up is the prophet. And then we have that, I call him the closet homosexual. He's the one that will sit and he won't tell anybody that he is on Facebook. So whenever somebody puts something on Facebook, he acts like, he's not on it. So you never hear from him, but he knows everything that you're doing. And then we have the pediatrician. Oh, Johnny pooped today. He's 2 years old. And I'm having a hard time with all that. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. As of tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to start a new social media. And it's going to be called Assbook instead of Facebook. If all these people that make an ass out of themselves, we're gonna just, the only thing we're gonna do is we gotta call them out. Like I have my cousin Angelo, he'll call me and say, hey, Uncle Mark, I'm going here and doing this, and I'll look on Facebook and he'll say, I'm going to Home Depot to get mulch. Do we really give a shit if he gets mulch? I'm just, to myself, I don't know, I'm going to tell you, and this drives me nuts. So, I'm going to ask you folks right now, who wants to be in my new club? It's going to be called the Social Media Assbook. Raise your hand. Who wants to be in Assbook? Okay, there you go. Who else? You want to be? There you go. There you go, a little piece of ass for you there. All right. Who else wants to be in my ass club? Anybody else want to be? Here you go. All the way in the back. You're my captain right there. All right, is that everybody? So Monday morning, whenever you see somebody do something stupid on Facebook, you're going to say, hey, dude, why are you doing that? Why are you putting, we don't care if you go get mulch. Join Mark's Ass Club instead of Facebook, okay? All right, folks.